Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be giving you a brief overview and review of Leaf. So, in this game, you're trying to earn the most acorns by strategically placing leaves, collecting animals, and putting them into your winter den, and climbing up your squirrel up the tree. So, each player, well, in a two-player game, each player starts with 3 leaf cards. These cards will have a picture of each of these 6 leaves. And you can see you can match it by the shape. And your player aid, which these player aids are very helpful, will tell you which color of leaf can get you which action. So if you play a green leaf, it'll have the little leaf icon on here to remind you. You get to draw 1 leaf card. So you get to draw a leaf card. That's very important in this game, because if you do run out of leaf cards to play, if you have no leaf cards at the beginning of your turn, you have to take a -3 acorn, and you get to draw 2 leaf cards back into your hand, but that -3 will come off your points at the end of the game. So you want to try to make sure you are playing green leaves often enough to keep your leaf cards up. And the best way to do this is if you can play a card for a leaf. Let's see if I have that one. The maple. So say I picked the maple. And if you can touch this, so this one, you can see the little points at the end of each leaf. So this leaf that I just placed, you get the rewards for the leaves that were already down there, not for the one you placed. So I placed this one. It's touching this point and this point, so I get to draw 2 leaf cards. It's touching this point and this point, so orange is I gain 1 animal card. So I get to pick 2 animal cards from here to put into on top of my player aid. When we pass frost or winter, you will be taking 1 animal. If you have more than 1 of a card, so say I have these 2 birds, a frog, and a turtle. When it reaches frost, I could take the 2 birds to put down here. You do score at the end of the game based on how many different animals you have in your winter den. So you want to strategically put these leaves that you're gaining based on the cards you have, so you're gaining the most resources that you can each turn. You can, let me find a duplicate card. So there's several ways to grow a mushroom or play a mushroom. Each player has their own set of mushrooms in their player color. So you can do that by getting points from a red mushroom by placing your leaf that connects to the points of an already played red leaf, so you can get the mushrooms. When you play 2 cards of the same, so you play one and play its duplicate, you get to take 1 of your mushrooms and place it on the leaf that you just placed. And it starts out as a baby. You can, when you take this action, when either you hit a point of a red leaf or you play the duplicate card, you can also, if you already have a baby mushroom, you can instead grow the mushroom. So if you say you put a leaf and got 2 of these red points at the same time. So in this particular instance, I would get to do 2 mushroom actions, and I would get to take an animal card. You can technically place and grow the same mushroom if you wanted on the leaf that you just placed. Yeah. So that's a way, because the mushrooms only gain points if they're fully grown. The babies don't get you any points at the end of the game. So that's another way to gain points at the end of the game, is through those mushrooms. If you get the points on the points of a brown leaf, you get to move up 1 square on the tree. You move your squirrel. There's the path here. Or it looks like you could take this path. This is just another way, like a detour you could take. So you could either go this way and straight up the acorns, or you could take this little detour and end it back up on the acorns. But we didn't get up extremely far on this tree. No. But that's a great way to earn more resources. As you can see, you could get suns, animal cards, leaf cards, acorns, which are the points that you use to win with during the game. So if you get a yellow points on a yellow leaf, you gain a sun token. The sun tokens are really important because they progress the game. And you get points when you turn in 3 of them. So when you turn in 3 suns, you progress the sun 1 space. And as you can see, the first people that do it get higher points. So the first person gets 6, second person gets 6. Then the next person, they'll only get 5, and frost happens. So that's when you pull an animal from your top of your player board to the bottom to score at the end of the game. And you just keep going until people will continue to trade in their 3 suns. Of course, the more you trade in, the more points you're going to get. And that points are represented in acorns. There's 5 pointers, 21. So you would just keep piling those up and count them up at the end along with your in-game points that you get. Like I said, you do want to make sure you always have at least 1 leaf card. So you're just going through playing your cards one by one until either it's reached winter and you make sure everyone's had the equal amount of turns, or when 3 of these piles, any pile, becomes empty, winter begins, and that means you make sure everyone has the same amount of turns, and then you just count everyone's. I explained that.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. You explain everyone's. You're getting me mixed up.
I don't know if she explained it.
I did. Go ahead and explain it.
All right. Well, if you're not able to obtain a leaf, you get a -3. What is it? Token.
-3 acorn.
Yeah, and you get 2 cards. All right.
I did say it. He'll see it when he says it.
Just in case. I might have spaced out.
Anyway, at the end of the game, you are going to tally up all your points for your animals underneath your winter den, and the points are very handy on the other side of your player aid. So the player who had the highest squirrel on the tree gains 6 points.
How do you say squirrel?
The second highest squirrel gains 3 points. The mushrooms on an adjacent leaf will score. So groups of adult mushrooms that are on adjacent leaves, if you have 4 or more, you get 8 plus 1 for each additional. So it's the max you get is 8 points for 3 or more, but then you just add one point for each above that, it looks like. We didn't get that many, so each frost choose 1 type of animal to hibernate in your winter den. So the animals that you have in your den, each type of animal, you get 1 acorn.
That's the ones beneath your
for 2 of them, you get 3. For 3 of them, you get 6, and then you get 1 additional acorn for each one after that. Your sun tokens and leaf cards, you gain 1 point for each 2 you have left. And then, of course, the player with the most acorns wins the game. And don't forget to subtract your -3 if you ran out of leaf cards. So what did you think about it?
I really like the components, the illustration. Very peaceful type of game. So really like it just brings harmony. It's a very common type game. So, okay. So replayability, high replayability because there are so many different strategies and things you could do. And setup does because the way the box is set up is very easy to set up because almost every component has a little box where it's easy to just place down and everything. So really quick setup, probably like I'm guessing 5 minutes or less. The mechanics, I really like the mechanics, although it is kind of luck based in some ways because of the leaf cards that will, leave it a little bit luck based. But still very strategic and like point solid kind of type game. So good mechanics. I'm giving this an overall total of 7. I'm not good at this game. That might be one of the reasons I'm giving it a 7. But I mean, I did enjoy it. I'm just, for some reason, I was not good at all at this game.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I read the rules and the mechanics, I knew there's no way. I knew I would
Really?
be able to dominate. And it's,
Wow.
it's true. It's true. You know that.
Like I didn't have a chance.
But I really enjoyed it. And not just because I won, it's just this is one of the types of games
We played
that
the-
I enjoy.
We played probably like 500-600 games, and we're like 50-50. So
But I really enjoyed it. For me, it was fun. I like puzzle type games like this where you have to find the best way to position that leaf so you get the most points, or which type leaf would get you, get you the most rewards. That to me is a lot of fun. The animals, honestly, that mechanic was not that big of a deal. That could be better, I think, in it, more exciting, but the leaves are a lot of fun. The mushrooms, that's a great mechanic. And I do like the squirrel tree.
yeah, right.
That was
Tree.
also a great way to get some, little bonus resources on the side. The only mechanic I would say that is was the animals. It didn't really.
Yeah, but they might. Yeah, if they come out with an expansion that kind of adds more elements to the that would be awesome.
Yeah, but I still really enjoyed this game. So for me, it's an 8 because I enjoy these type of mechanics. I like things where I don't know if you call it a puzzle, but just where you're trying to find the most strategic best way to place that to get the most points. I don't know what mechanic you would call that, but I really like that mechanic in games. And it didn't take too long. I mean, I felt it was just the right amount of time. Yeah. We just played as a 2-player game.
Yeah, it didn't overstay its welcome.
And that's another thing, too. I believe this would play the same in a 2-player or 3-player or 4-player game because there's no take that. It's just you're trying to, place your leaves the best, the most strategically. And there's so many different ways that you could go with that. That's what makes these type games fun because you're determining there's many avenues you could take, many places you could place a leaf. It depends on what are you looking for. Do you need more suns? Do you need more cards?
That's the strategic element of the game because there was times that she blocked me purposely the way she placed the leaves.
I wasn't. I honestly was not purposely blocking you.
Well, you mindlessly did it.
I was just going for the best thing at the moment. And we were probably both making sure we always got leaf cards. So that's probably what I blocked was probably.
I mean, I blocked you several times on purpose, but I thought you were doing the same.
No, I'm playing for my own. Don't pay attention to you. Maybe that's why you're not good at this game. I'm so busy, calculating the 3 leaf cards I have in my hand or however many I have. Which of those 2 leaves would yield the best rewards? I'm too busy calculating that to worry about what you're doing. So, but I enjoy stuff like that. So definitely an 8 for me. If they would make the animals, maybe, I don't know, maybe if they had some sort of ability, if you got 3 of them or something would be cool. Just something, it needs a little bit more pizzazz on the animals.
Oh yeah. If you get 3, not only... I think that would be a game changer. If you get 3 on the bottom, you can remove someone's mushroom.
Something, just
it would give it
something to make them a little bit more.
It would give it take that
exciting.
Element and give it more strategic aspect to the game.
Let's see if they have solo rules. Let's see if they had variants or anything.
Or advanced rule.
Yeah, I don't see any. But.
Yeah, that would be awesome because if you get 3 or 3 or more. You could remove someone else's mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, just something to make the animals more than just, go from here to here and gain 1 point. Then the game, that's the only thing I would suggest. But still a great game. I would highly suggest this game. So he will put the link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. If you like the type of games I'm describing, usually you probably like this game because it's easy to learn and it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's just, to me, just the right amount of time, and it's just, I thought it was a lot of fun. So hopefully they do maybe add on later an expansion for the animals or something to just bring that up a notch for the next level, and I would say more people you're your hardcore gamers would probably like it even more if it had an aspect like that.
Well, think about it, because then also people would be more apt to try to get the cards to get the 3 to offset the mushrooms, and so it would bring more of a collection type aspect to the game.
Right. So hopefully this helped you to decide whether this was a game you might want to add to your collection. Please give us a like. If there's someone you know that might like this game, please share this video with them. We thank you so much if you're a subscriber. If not, we hope you will subscribe. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next time.